I don't know. Should I have this book in front of me? Should it be here? Should I move it over here? Do you like it over there better? Is that better? Oh, hey guys! Welcome to another edition of Real Wicca Talk. I'm James Otten. Today we're going to be discussing the differences between being a Wiccan or being a witch. What are the differences? Some of you probably already know. But it was brought to my attention recently when I was discussing with somebody these fake witchy authors on Amazon, which if any of you guys haven't seen that video, you definitely need to go back and watch it. That is a must see. Don't want to get fooled by these fake schmuck authors. Someone was pointing out to me that she'd actually read a couple of the books, and one of them in particular, the author didn't always seem to know the difference between Wicca and witchcraft. And I thought, that's interesting. An author who doesn't know the difference between Wicca and witchcraft. Wow. So what are the differences? Interesting question. Well, the main thing is Wicca is a religion, witchcraft not really a religion, right? So a Wiccan can practice witchcraft, and probably does, although they don't have to, actually. But a witch, however, will be practicing witchcraft and is not Wiccan. So what makes a Wiccan a Wiccan, really? Seriously, if you consider, like, a lot of the people I know who are just witches and not Wiccan, they do a lot of similar things to me, actually, as far as practice, as far as spells and stuff like that, you know. They can be, a witch and a Wiccan can be very similar, or they can be very different, actually. Wiccans can be very different. You could be Gardnerian Wiccan, you could be an eclectic Wiccan, you could be whatever kind of Wiccan, right? But the main thing that separates the two really is, I'm going to say the Wiccan Reed is the number one thing. It's an old poem. If you go back to the origins of it, it's a long poem, and at the end it says, and it harm none, do as you will, basically. Nobody's really sure where it came from. Somebody claimed it was something kind of ancient, and it might not have been, and it was published in a magazine, whatever. Anyway, when the subject of Wicca becoming a legalized religion in the United States came up in the 1980s, one of the qualifications to become a legally recognized religion was you have to have some sort of a doctrine or guideline or something that you go by, and the Wiccan Reed actually fit the bill for that one, so that's how Wicca was able to become a legally recognized religion here in the United States, which is actually very good as far as giving certain protections, which I know there are people in the government who would probably love nothing more than to take away those type of protections, but they're never going to make this a Christian nation no matter what they do anyway, so screw them, you know what I mean? But getting back to the topic, so the Wiccan Reed, I did a video about the Wiccan Reed a long time ago, actually. I don't know if any of you have actually seen it. My interpretation of it is that it's a guideline. It's not an absolute. If you see any silly arguments, I don't know if people are still doing this on witchcraft groups, but if you see any silly arguments between a witch and a Wiccan about no, better than you, no, you're a fluffy bunny, no, you can't harm anyone, what are you going to do if someone attacks you, you know, that kind of stuff. Where we got the childish name calling and all this fun stuff going on. A lot of that's really unnecessary, actually, silly. Look, and even if whether you're Wiccan or a witch, it kind of boils down to whether you're a good person or not, really. The Wiccan Reed is basically reminding you to be a good person and not do spiteful, just mean things for no particular reason, stuff like that. It doesn't necessarily mean to me that you can't harm anyone or anything ever for any reason. Okay, and I've seen an author actually who was more along those lines of like if someone sends negative energy at you, just ground the energy harmlessly and forget about it. And I was like, yeah, that doesn't really jive with my philosophy because my philosophy is a little bit different. Mine is more like if you don't send them something back, then how are they going to learn? They're just going to keep on messing with people. If they're really bad people, they're just going to keep on doing negative things to people, harming people, and what's going to stop them? So it's like kind of like the buck stops here, you know. If someone's doing something, trying to do something to me, I'm going to put a stop to it. And the way I'm going to do that is not through a curse, but more likely a karma spell is what it would be my choice. And I know witches, that's really, if you go get right down to it, that's the biggest, probably the biggest difference between a Wiccan and a witch is a lot of witches are okay with cursing people, and not necessarily, depending on who you're dealing with, obviously, right? But not necessarily for evil purposes, but for the purposes of defense. They're being messed with a lot at work or by so-and-so. You know, I mean, we've all known bad people in our lives, right? We probably see them way too much all the freaking time. I think that's something we can all agree with. So my philosophy would be, okay, I mean, you can curse someone if you want to. It's not my recommended thing. I would say, since the theory is that the energy that you put out comes back to you, right? Okay, so if you put bad energy out there, now depending on circumstances, which can vary, some of it or all of it may come back to you maybe 3 times, 10 times, who knows? It depends, right? So that's the theory. So by not doing an actual curse and doing a karma spell instead, in my interpretation, that's my way of protecting myself and getting that back at them at the same time, because the way I do it is I just have the spell that actually I got from this book, which I was just kind of holding up. And trust me, you won't find this book probably anywhere except maybe on Amazon because it's out of print. It's been out of print for years. But it's an interesting story, though. I was reading that one many, many years ago and got the karma spell actually from that book. And the theory that Lady Rhea laid out there was you can do it in the Egyptian style, basically. You evoke Mot, but you also evoke Osiris. So Mot has the scale, has the heart and the feather on either side, weighs it, sees this person is wrong, and Mot basically weighs it and says, nope, not gonna work, and then it goes over to Osiris, Osiris is the one who actually decides what the karmic reaction is going to be. So you hand it over, you write down the situation, you basically hand it over, and you let them take care of it. It's always, I'm going to tell you guys, it's always worked for me about 99% of the time. Very rarely have I ever had to do it more than once. You know what I mean? It's a very fail-safe type of spell for me. And that would be my way of dealing with it. Of course, another way would be to simply put up mirrors, do a mirror spell, whatever they're sending at you, just mirrors back at them, and you can do it that way also. So that's my version of cursing, if you will. When it comes to karma, though, you know, it can vary. It's like the old question of what would you do if you knew that someone had a semi-automatic, an automatic, let's say, a military-grade weapon or something, fully loaded, and he was about to open fire on this, I don't know, school, a mall, a bunch of innocent people, and you had a gun in your hand, and the only thing you could really do was shoot him to stop him, okay? Now, what would you do? And many people would probably believe that in Wicca, with the harm none rule, you wouldn't be able to do anything, right? But that's not necessarily true, because I think you have responsibility to all those people who are about to die or be hurt. Their families are going to be grieving, all this stuff, to stop the person. And you know, you're actually doing a lot more good than harm, just if you shoot the guy. And it actually balances out that way. The karma actually can balance out and still be in your favor. I know that's kind of might be hard to wrap your mind around. Think about it for a second, though, right? And you've actually done a good thing, not a bad thing. So, so definitely, by all means, anyone, anywhere practicing any kind of religion or practice, yeah, I think you absolutely have a right to defend yourself, defend your family, whatever. Gosh, is that really it? I'm trying to keep this video as short as I can because I don't know how much storage space I have, and I don't want somebody else to call me or message me again like they just did last time. I got a phone call and the message. Can you believe that? Right in the middle of recording my video. Unless I have anything else really super important to say, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the difference right there, guys. So cursing people might be okay-ish, but it depends on the circumstances as far as whether you're willing to take the risk of the bad energy coming back on you and then harming yourself. Alright, is my philosophy, no, I don't preach at people, no, I don't run around trying to correct my friends. They're grown people and they can do things whatever way they want to. I will say this, however, that does not mean that you can run around doing bad things and then just do good things and somehow that's going to balance your karma, because it doesn't really work like that. You're still going to get it for the bad things that you do, if they're just bad. Alright, guys, so I hope that shed a little bit of light on that subject. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out this video. Please do hit the subscribe button. Give me a like. I would really appreciate it. I really need subscribers, guys. It enables me to make more videos, spend more time on videos. The more subscribers I get, and then the more I'll be able to do cool things on YouTube. So I'd appreciate that, guys. And with that, peace out. Blessed be. Everybody, hope you got your Lysol spray and your hand sanitizer, plenty of toilet paper, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys next video.